All right. Praxis. Phone rings. Pretty much almost immediately after sending that email.
Yeah, I shall answer. Give it a few moments. Answer and then dash country.
Gotta look busy.
This is a follow-up response to the email that was just sent. What's this employee that you're referencing?
I am Kamath. I have an application portfolio. Supposedly, this to be coming on with you in a cyber capacity.
You hear typing. Nobody on that name. Nobody by that name on record here.
Oh. Perhaps details have been omitted. I can send over the information that I have here.
Yes, please.
And yeah, I'll email over the initial security report and application and everything that should be
Forged from the fire of Prenenum.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's a bit of silence. I will push this through our process because I don't know how you got this and we didn't get this, but we have to run our own checks now because this doesn't match anything in our system, so that means it hasn't been vetted by us.
Of course, I understand details get lost in the system.
All right, well, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We will, of course, review this and go from there based off of your recommendations. Speaking of that, recommendations on this person. We'll go ahead and just get you out of the way, so to speak.
Yes, of course.
So what are your recommendations on this individual?
Well, background's from a cybersecurity perspective, so coming in a specific capacity rather than rank and file security operations. Essentially doing what I do down here, but in the extent that Blackfire has a reach a little bit further than my own.
All right. We will take that thought under advisement, and we will get to our chosen applicants when we are ready. Thank you for your time and your service.
Thank you for yours.
The call ends.
Once again, I'll just give it a little listen.
Give me a perception.
Heavy breathing.
Okay, no, they're not that bad at their job. Like, seriously.
Maybe they dramatically failed.
What are you wearing? What success?
This time, if there is somebody on the other line, they have a lot more patience and time on their hands than you do.
If it's not like last time, I don't want to make it seem too suspicious, so I'll give it a few seconds and then hang up. But suspicions are definitely there.
With that, it's going to take a couple of days, but Maven, your new cover, is going to get a training interview phone call to slowly start bringing you into the fold.
Alrighty.
There's numerous tests that you're going to have to do. So this isn't going to be something that you're on the site the next day.
Okay.
It's going to take a little bit. That being said, I would say it's roughly going to take about a week before they even get you on site. And that's you literally working for a week before you're brought on site.
I see. Working from home or from one of their other sites, I assume?
Yeah, basically they'll provide you the equipment they want you to use and test you on that.
Okay.
At a location that they may even just send you to a coffee shop, you know. That being said, is there anything anybody wants to do during this week of watching Maven be trained by Blackfire? This is also a perfect point that if Maven wants to spend experience on more computer dots or something of that nature.
I am doing that right now, yes.
It's perfectly an in-universe reason, because they are extensive. And you are probably learning at least a few things here and there, like, oh, that's nice.
That's neat.
I mean, I have my plans to go forward, but I also want to give it some just time to make it, you know, seem like I did something more advanced than just pulling it out of my pocket. So I push forward with other background schemes, just figuring things out.
Why don't you give me a roll for your work upon the statue, because you are still working on that.
What were you doing for that? Strength crafts?
Yes, because it is sculpting. It requires strength and an artistic mind.
Being watched?
Yeah, am I being watched? Do I pop demon ability? Well, actually, like, how close are we to being done? Do I even need to?
Have you been keeping track? Because I haven't.
Whatever. We gotta stay undercover for now. That's not that good.
I mean, you work on it. It's slower than you would like.
Yeah, well, I got other things to do too.
Is there anything Praxis wants to do during this downtime?
Possibly increase a few. Probably take another dot in investigation. Given the last few weeks of doing exactly that.
So your week of training is done. You are brought back in to the Devacorp Tower and issued a new badge, Maven. It's been at least several weeks since you've been in this office. Been at least a couple.
Yeah, well, I would still need to act like I've never been in this office, aside from interviews and such.
Oh no, they probably wouldn't have interviewed you at this place, so this would be the first time you're in this building.
Yeah. So I'll put on airs of, ooh, ah.
So, and this guy, why did the first name pop into my head? Colonel Hollis.
Mm.
Oh, Colonel Hollis.
Let me write that down.
Kind of. So, your job is mainly going to be in either Security Hub 1 or Security Hub 2. It might change depending on certain rotations of schedules and the like. You are to report to your assigned desk in either location. Don't worry, both floors are laid out in a very similar manner. You'll be able to tell where your desk is. Even if we just assign you one on Security Hub 1, you'll look at Security Hub 2 and go, ah, there's my desk, so to speak.
Okay. Is the same work to be done on both sides? Does it matter? Or is it for like different things?
Security Hub 1 is focused on the lower floors. Security Hub 2 is focused on the higher floors. We do have access to all floors on both sites, but it is more efficient to divvy up the work that way. If there is a personnel shortage, though, it happens occasionally. You may be asked to cover a floor that you're not specifically assigned to. A lot of this is packet sniffing, making sure that data going in matches data going out, making sure there isn't any sensitive information. You wouldn't believe some things our filters catch. Now, as he kind of takes you into the elevator, he swipes his card, takes you up to the main Blackfire floor, not one of the security hubs. So he's essentially taking you up to floor 18. Now, as the door opens on the 18th floor, he gestures for you to step through. Now, as I kind of mentioned, our filters catch a lot of things. That does not mean that we are sniveling little psychopaths and immediately report everything to Big Mommy Boss Company. Sometimes we find it reasonable to keep information for ourselves. We are our own organization and we have our own agendas. It's time for you to be filled in on a little bit of that. The powers that be in charge have deemed DevaCorp a corporation of interest to us. We are here as their security detail. We are also here because we view DevaCorp as a rabid dog that we are just waiting for them to step out of line so we can put a bullet in their head.
Your enemy's close, they say.
We know that there's something going on beyond our understanding. We just don't have enough information to move on it at this time. You know, taking down an international conglomerate such as this tends to make people nervous, so we want to make sure we have everything, you know, sectioned away. We've been moving to have unbridled access in this company for years and years and years. And thankfully, some extenuating circumstances with a payload we brought in. Because make no mistake, while the people downstairs may talk about, oh, this is a joint venture in the betterment of humanity, this thing's a weapon. It's going to be used as a weapon by some organization somewhere. But we need to make sure all of our employees are on the same footing. Make sure that everybody's goal is aligned. So, certain information we do have to pass on, but not everything. There is a certain level of discretion that needs to be achieved, and you seem to have a certain understanding of that. Now, this is a private military company. You are expected to follow chain of command and follow orders without question. Is that understood?
Absolutely.
Okay. There are certain projects that we have in the works that may require a certain hand. You may be called upon to do these tasks, and we expect them done. And in an effort to get you mired in as deeply as possible, basically, this is our version of we're going to stick your head so far underneath the water that if you even try to breathe a word of this to the company, your head will roll. Quite literally. It creates a certain level of trust when all of us have our hands so deep in it that we can't get out, so to speak. You catch my meaning?
Kind of a universal blackmail there vibe I'm getting.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to be much more, what's the term? Politically correct about it.
Yeah. Yes. I was not.
With that being said, he's kind of showing you through the offices, you know, a lot of these people you can tell are... These are show workers, more so. This is the floor that has been given access to a lot of different people. This is more of a show. Oh, look, we are a professional security company.
Hit me, I can type.
Yeah. You see numerous people playing solitaire, etc. Like, this is...
guy's playing Galaga.
Yeah, what are they supposed to do on this floor? This floor doesn't have any of the security clearances, any of the encryption, like... What are we actually going to do on this floor? Yes, he's playing Galaga. he kind of shrugs.
I think I noticed. If I get some time to take a break, I could come down here and play some games. Is that an okay?
I have no problem with that. I don't care. So, with that being stated, we have a couple of other individuals, a couple of other agents working on the same matter. But let's get you into it. There are going to be various times throughout the day where you are going to be given a certain code. This is all through our internal messaging system that is not shared with DevaCorp. During these, you have exactly 15 minutes of a break. These 15 minutes of a break, your card will go dark. We will block any registry of it. You are to target the 61st floor. Find any unoccupied terminals that are located there and begin any sort of data transfer that you can. You will be provided with a new USB stick each time, and you are to bring back any sort of data that you can find that might be interesting.
So if I'm understanding, just for my own reference...
Player reference.
At what?
Is this player reference or character reference?
Player reference.
Okay.
So, 15 minutes, once a day, my character needs to...
Not once per day, it might be a couple of different times.
Okay,
it's not going to be... Yeah.
At some point, be ready for a 15-minute blackout where I can go wherever I want, but they want me to go up there and hack.
Yes.
Basically. Okay. Just so I'm clear on, so I can write it.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. Obviously, as soon as you do this, you're in it. DevaCorp finds out. Well, let's just say DevaCorp has been known to take care of situations in a very similar manner to, well, honestly, us in some situations. You will disappear. And quite frankly, we can't be tied to that, so you will be disavowed. There will be no record of you in our system. And thankfully, an outside source passed us the information about you, so we have somebody to pin it on.
Oh. That sounds pretty serious. I will try my best not to get caught. I don't want no Black Hood let him off in the desert to dig his own grave going on.
That's putting it lightly.
I've seen too many movies.
Perfectly fine. So, we're going to have you shadow a couple of people throughout the day. Going to learn some of the ins and outs. Probably not going to send you there to... He kind of stops and thinks. We may or may not. That is dependent. But it will happen within this week that we start sending you.
So, this is in character, not in player. So, at some point, I need to be ready for this 15-minute window. What if I am more than 15 minutes away?
With our access to the elevators, you should never be more than 15 minutes away because you should be located either on this floor, Security Hub 1, or Security Hub 2. Security Hub 1 and this floor roughly is the elevator ride is approximately probably going to take you 5 minutes. That will give you 10 minutes. If you're on Security Hub 2, Security Hub 2 is located on the 52nd floor. You're probably at most 3 minutes, giving you a nice 12-minute window. As long as your card is scanned both times within that 15-minute window, you're gravy.
So just in an emergency, make sure I pinch it off and go.
Yes. That being said, I need all electronic devices at this time. They will be returned to you at the end of the day.
Oh.
This will be required every single day.
I guess that makes sense. Being security, starts rummaging through, getting his cell phone and whatnot.
As soon as you hand over everything, he hands you over a company-issued phone and a company-issued laptop and tablet. He's like, so, I would say today, make your way to Security Hub 1, the floor above us, and we welcome you to Blackfire. Praxis! Who has now... Livespark has now just been learned. Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Maven screws up again. I'm gonna be the one with the black hood.
Oh, boy.
Got any trust issues?
So many. So many.
A good thing you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know about this yet. I'm pretty sure this is getting shared. Eventually.
I don't know.
I really hope so. Okay. I don't know if there's anything I can do for the immediate, so I am going to hold fire for the time being.
All right. So, Praxis, you said there wasn't really much that you could do at this time, correct?
Not at this exact moment.
All right, then we'll move on to Kant.
So we're like, what, a week forward in time, roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give it a few days before I recontact the Professor Owen, Dr. Owen, whatever. Did he have a last name? I don't remember. Anyways, to
Might have.
meet me at, an undisclosed location and bring personal protective equipment, as I hear there's a nasty stomach bug going around.
He actually arrives. Do you arrive before him, or is there a chance that he could arrive before you if he's early enough?
I mean,
Did you settle on a time? What time would you arrive?
yeah, I'd give him a time to meet me, but I wouldn't show up on the minute, but I'd show up a couple minutes ahead of time. So depending how early he is, he could probably beat me though.
Yeah, he would have beaten you then, and he's already got the equipment laid out, ready to be put on, and it does look more like laboratory PPE, like full suits, hazmat. Closed units. So in other words, they even have oxygen tanks attached.
Okay. Now I'm gonna look like a real hypocrite because I'm going to pull this out of my unprotected pocket. But presumably I would have shown up in like, you know, basic, not, you know, PPE that wouldn't look too suspicious to be walking around in, right? Like,
Oh, I have a question on that ability. Does it have to be an actual pocket, like in your pants or coat? Can it be a bag you're carrying?
the demon can use this embed on receptacles that are not literally pockets, insides of coats, purses, violin cases, provided no one in the current scene has seen the interior. Notice that the target object was not there. So I guess actually no, I could have just brought it in like a briefcase or something.
Yeah. What the?
I don't know if you can hear them.
Bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
We're moving on from what sounds like a dangerous situation.
He's gonna go and finish it.
He comes back all bloodied.
Shut
Guys.
up, I'm playing a game!
So, I'm worried that was like the police and he's being swatted and like we're gonna see SWAT team come through.
Blackfire.
That would be horrifying. So, I think we're going to move over. Well, no, I think we're good. I was gonna move over to Maven, but Kant is back.
You
My
good?
roommates are stupid.
Okay.
It is nothing important. They're just being stupid, and I don't really want to explain it because it would take us more. It would take many minutes to explain.
All right.
Why that happened.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, I show up with a sealed briefcase and prayer to my head that the dice don't fail me.
All right. So that's sealed hermetically, right? That's he pauses. That's the word, right?
The best I could do with the tools at hand.
Okay. Well,
Just if you don't trust it.
well, I'm getting into the suit. And he proceeds to do so.
I will do as well. Just, you know, play it. Because I don't know if I can get sick. I don't think demons can get sick. Their covers can, but... can that? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna play it cautiously because... I'm concerned about the two.
And it's at this point that you notice that he also starts pulling out several duffel bags and starts rummaging through it. You can see that he's pulling out different types of scales, vials, chemical, you know, agents, you know. He's brought a rather large variety of a test kit with him.
Backyard laboratory.
I expect nothing less. Alright. Very well. It's time to see if my contacts do not fail me. Like I said, I have not cracked this open yet. I don't want to break any seal. So...
Gonna burn willpower?
Oh, I'm burning willpower. Alright, so dice pull is Dex Larceny.
How's that roll for you to begin with?
It's 6 dice, so that's not bad, but I'm gonna make it 9 with willpower.
Don't
And
overcompensate.
look, yeah, and on the other, somewhat related, you can use the embed a number of times per chapter equal to primum.
You're gonna spam this if you don't?
Open, open, close, open, close, open.
Well, no, because once I open it, it now becomes known that it's empty, and I'd have to pull it out from my actual pocket.
Oh, that's right. I put it in my pocket.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I did open this.
I was just testing you.
This was the wrong briefcase.
Alright, dice, don't fail me.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Exceptional. What does that do?
As above, except if there is an equipment bonus on the item, it is equal to the higher of the demon's premium or the standard for the object, if they are equal at one. I don't know if this has an equipment bonus.
Maybe the safety's on it. I don't know.
So, theoretically, whatever equipment bonus, if it does, it is at a +7 because that is my power stat.
Would it be an equipment bonus, like, for you, as in, you know, medicine stuff, or is it for the contagion thing? Like, it gets a bonus as to whatever it's doing.
I don't know.
Find out.
Ooh, I have an idea.
I don't like that. Do I need to roll? I'll start rolling up a new character.
Open. Why is it not opening?
Roll stamina.
There we go.
I just open and it's like a little mini contagion guy.
Not quite that. But are you going to open it?
That was the roll. I'm opening it.
That was the roll, yeah.
Okay. As you open it, the inside of the briefcase, as you open it, you find it actually kind of difficult to open, but after a couple of pulls, you're able to. You understand why it's hard to open as soon as you get it even open a little bit. It's because almost the entirety of the interior is a cube of some sort of plexiglass or something of that nature. So obviously when you try to open it, it just, you know, as it gets towards the edges, it gets harder because you have to kind of strain it. But as you open it fully, it is what appears to be a mass of flesh. And as soon as it opens, this thing launches itself directly towards your face. It slams against the side of the plexiglass and then kind of drips back down as if partially turning to liquid for a second before re-solidifying and very, very determinable. In other words, you can tell that it turns and begins to look at its surroundings. You can tell this thing is conscious of its whereabouts. And it begins to look between both you and the other individual in the hazmat suit next to you.
I will stare at it for a second, as I'm pretty sure even, you know, demon brain needs a second to process. What? That's odd. Okay.
As you process for a second, it seems to process you. And it turns from what appears to be a mass of flesh into millions, maybe even billions of tiny little machines that begin to... You can hear them clicking on the inside of the plexiglass.
Okay, this is... I'm gonna take a second to, look at my companion here, and, well, suspicions that this is not normal, confirmed almost immediately, huh?
He kind of nods. As he nods, it draws the attention of the mass of machines. And it moves again. This time dispersing into a mostly clear gas as far as you can tell. There's only a slight shimmer revealing that there has to be something in there just from the sheer just because it just doesn't make sense that there's nothing in there with the way the interior of it now looks.
That mean anything to you?
Absolutely nothing. It's fascinating. Kind of looks around the box. I understand how it's contained. I understand why. Just from even just these mere moments here, I understand why. Working on it, however, is going to prove difficult in this state. It's clearly sentient. It's responding to our presence in a very particular way. Adaptive, maybe?
It has changed between states of matter as well as material composition before our very eyes. That should be enough to prove those suspicions. This is, I believe, a poor idea to continue in this current state. We need more than this.
Oh, jeez.
While admittedly somewhat impressive laboratory you've scraped together, this is not a two-person job, or person.
Yeah. However, we take a step back here. Think for a moment. This is what Devacourt brought in. This leads to a couple of different questions and concerns. Stop me if I'm going a little too far here. We know this was located in Brazil. We know that it got transported here. We know that for it to be transported, it had to be contained. What happened to the people that contained it? How is it contained? And how are they dealing with the exact issue we have at this very moment?
If I understand,
Are they...
human organizations of this nature like to work in this clandestine method. The containers very well could be dead.
I don't... I may not have a medical degree, but how the hell do you kill something that changes its... literally changes matter? He starts chuckling. There's only one process that I know of that changes states of matter, and that's called alchemy. And we're getting into a whole new subject that I don't have the time to even begin to explain to you.
Well, states of matter change with temperature, but
This is...
states of matter would change with fusion. Nothing that we can harness easily. It can't be done, but this train of thought leads me to think that whoever contained it is now not contained. They may have attempted to kill them if they were sick, infected. And they are not contained and likely roaming the jungles of Brazil as we speak.
It also makes me wonder, are they... whatever floor they took this to, are those floors going to be sealed within the next week? That would make the most sense to be able to actually run research on it and contain it if you sealed the floors. Why does it... why did it respond to you by machines? If you were to take a guess.
I could show him. I will do... I'm gonna turn on a demon form. Not like full, but like one of them would make... Right. Hold on.
Something flashy.
Yeah, like, I mean, I could just turn on, like, mirrored skin or something, right?
Okay. Well, what does mirrored skin do? Just quick and dirty.
It's the one that basically makes you invisible if you stand still. It's the stealth one where you like, can't really be perceived. Or maybe not mirrored skin. Turn on whatever to show mechanical nature underneath, you know?
Go ahead and give me that compromise roll.
Yes, compromise is...
And you are going to be taking a penalty to this because you are, once again, revealing a key fact.
Yeah.
So...
It's manipulation.
Or no, I get a number of abilities that I'm not turning on.
Yes, and we're gonna reduce that by 3. As the penalty for revealing a true nature, because that's a compromise roll in of itself. I'm adding it as a...
Yeah.
Instead of just 2 compromise rolls, just merge them.
Like,
make one harder.
But say I turn on like 2 abilities or whatever to show whatever, I don't know, I'll just roll it at like a +7 to take into that -3 into account. I don't know if cover gives me a bonus, I don't care, I'll probably succeed.
6. So, as you produce these different demonic forms, so you're mechanical in nature, which means...
Hence why I wanted to know if that gas meant anything to you. As if I recall correctly, unless you are hiding more, the skin you wear does not have a gas underneath.
No, the skin, Okay. I need more time. I need... my working theory is it's adapting to a vector that would possibly contaminate us, infect us. I have nothing to base this on. This is just me putting a tinfoil hat on at this point. I could be completely... It could just be mimicking us as a form of saying that it knows what we are. I don't know.
I will look at these, now, I guess, plexiglass box that's kind of opaque inside. I'm gonna. Let's see if it's sentient. Maybe it'll talk to us. I'm gonna, look at it and so. Just how aware are you then? How deep are we going? I wonder, can you respond?
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Demon the Descend, Frayed Wires, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does one do if the slaver is the key to one's survival?